Alright, so we're going to do a video on cleaning my Creality Ender V3 SE printer. As you can see, it's kind of gotten some shrapnel here in the print. This is a Bucky's soap that I'm working on, and the top actually, print head got relocated over to the left of the print, so it never finished the top. And it's just getting a lot of, like I said, a lot of junk as it prints. And I was looking at the print head. See if I can show you here. I don't think I can show you, but the print head was starting to drag some filament, and it looks like it's getting clogged up. I'm still somewhat of a newbie to all this, but I've cleaned it a couple times, so I thought I'd document the process that I use. So we're going to go ahead and take this off, and I've turned it on. So I think the first thing I want to do is get this filament out of here. So to do that, I'm going to go over to my control panel, hit prepare. I'm going to go down to retract, and that will actually back out the filament, and we'll start there. So let me go ahead and start that. And I won't show the entire operation because it takes a little while for it to warm up so that it can be extracted, but we'll kick back in here once it's being extracted. Hang on. All right, so you can see the temperature is getting up to temp, which is 240, at which time I believe we should start seeing the filament coming in. So you can see the wheels turning there. You can see right under the grill. And in fact, it is backing out. You can see the spool moving, so we know that something's going on here. And it looks like it's extruding before it extracts, which makes sense. All right, so it stopped moving, and in fact, I think we can see it loosening here. So it extruded, now it's extracting. And I believe I can just push down on that and pull that up, and there we go. So it is extracted now from here, and we can begin the removal process. So I'm going to start taking these screws off for this front cover plate, and we'll continue on. All right, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine off. And I don't have all the proper tools to do this, but I do have this multi tool with the different sizes for the screw. So this one works well. So I'm going to go ahead and start this. And I'm going to start it as a new video so I can fast forward it. Hang on. Okay, so we have the mounting screws removed. We can go ahead and take this off. And it's probably not necessary to remove this cable here, but which I believe is for the fan. We may do that or may not. So here we have the other elements. The next one to remove are these screws here to take that off. And be honest with you, I'm not sure what all these parts are called, so I'm not even going to attempt to tell you what everything is. But my goal here is to get down to the nozzle so we can clean out the nozzle and anything that may have built up around it. So we're going to take this off, which I believe is the part that levels the nozzle so it knows where to extract. And again, I can take this off right here. It's a fairly simple process to take that off and put it back on. So I'm going to do that for now just to kind of unclutter things. So with this now, we can remove this part, which is held in by those 4 screws. So I'm not going to video that. I'll be right back once I have those extracted. Okay, so we've extracted the mounting screws, and you'll see that this isn't coming off. Well, there's a reason for that. That's because it's being held on together with this tube, which is what the filament goes down through. So the first thing I like to do is take that out and inspect it to see if it's clear, which it is. There's no filament stuck in there, so that's good. And we'll put this aside. Very important part. We don't want to lose that. So what that leaves is the print head mounting. I don't know if this is the part that actually heats up the filament or not. I suspect that's what it is. So our next job then is to remove that using these 2 screws. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll be right back. Okay, these 2 screws have been loosened, and these are longer screws to make it through that block, and they go into there. So now what we want to do is I think we want to uncouple this from some of these connectors here so that we can break it loose. And here's what we're looking for. So that's the problem. You can see that quite a bit of filament has built up around here. In fact, this is still fairly warm, so be careful when handling this, and don't want to burn yourself as it does get really hot. So what I'm going to do, this is just loose filament. I'm going to go, and this is the rubber boot that goes around there. So I'm going to just take everything off and see what I can see. And if there's anything that I can do to clean it, or even if the nozzle itself needs to be replaced. So I'll be right back. All right, so I've been doing some cleaning. It's very clearly been burnt on filament. You can smell the char in that filament. So likely I've been running it too hot. This piece here, actually all of these can be replaced, and I'll put a link to Amazon for the replacement for this particular printer, so that you have that. But this is a set screw right here, and that set screw allows this entire piece to be removed from this body. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Won't be able to film that as I'm can't do that with one hand, but we'll go ahead and remove that, and I'll be right back. All right, so here's the set screw. I've released it, Now, if you see these little screws here coming down from here into the body, those keep it from twisting and give it more stability. So I had to clear out some of the burnt on filament from those holes so I can get a screw down in there to remove those, and then this will come off here. So I'll be right back. All right, so here's the shrapnel that I've been getting off of this. Unfortunately, these screws appear to be stuck. I'm not able to get this part off of this body, but I am going to remove this nozzle because I think it has been shot, and we'll go ahead and replace that anyway. And I may just order a whole new body here. Like I said, I'll put the link to that in the comments, in the description for this video. And not sure why that's not coming off, but we'll get that print head replaced so we can reassemble and start printing again. Hang tight. All right, so they actually make tools for taking that nozzle off, but I'm a little old-fashioned, so I'm just going to go ahead and use a pair of these types of tools, one to hold this part and then the other to turn that part. So I'll get that off. We'll be right back. All right, so here's the extracted nozzle. What's interesting is this bit of filament that's stuck in there. That's probably what the problem was. And you can see there's a little tube in there that's clear. I was able to get a little more of the charred filament off of this. Again, I'll probably be ordering a complete replacement off Amazon for that. I'll put the link in here. And then here is the replacement nozzle. And we're just going to go ahead and screw it into this end here and then reassemble. So I won't show the complete reassembly process, but I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and we'll do a segment or two during the reconstruction so that you can see how that goes. All right, so I thought I'd share this. This is unfortunate, but this is what happens when you tighten the nozzle. It just sheared it right off. All right, so this needs to be replaced. Fortunately, I have an older one from a prior replacement, and I'm going to go ahead and use this for now, but definitely going to need to order a new one off Amazon. Fortunately, these parts are not all that expensive, so it's good to have a couple spares handy when you need to go through this process. So lesson learned. Hang tight. We'll be right back. Okay, we've remounted the replacement there, and we're going to go ahead and put this tube back in there. Very important. Make sure that gets seated down there good. And then we'll go ahead and get the rest of it put on. As we said before, this right there just goes right over that. So you want to make sure that they get seated together, and then that just pushes down into there until these holes line up. Be right back. Okay, so we have this assembly put back on. One thing I've failed to do is put the boot back on that. It's just a pretty simple thing, just slip that over there, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then next up is going to put that back on, and then we'll get that housing back on. Be right back. All right, so we have the leveler back on. I put the boot on. So now we want to get these cables reconnected. The thing with the leveler I want to just point out is that there's 3 sets of holes there, and it took me a little while to figure out, but I think it's this second set that this goes on. So Now I'll go ahead and plug these all back in, and then we'll get the housing put back on. And we'll do a level. We'll extrude some more filament through there to get it started, and we should be ready to print. One more thing I've noticed before you fully secure this is that this connector and this connector back there, you really want to do that before you secure this because they're difficult to get to if you don't. So backed out a screw there so that I could get those. We'll put it back together now. All right, so we got it all put back together. We have a new nozzle in there. We're going to go ahead and turn it on. And when everything gets replaced like this, it needs to be re-leveled. So I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to level that. Let it go through its process to re-level, and then we'll put the filament through and extrude that so we're ready to print. Hang tight. All right, so we are level and ready to load the filament. All right, so reassembled. The final step then is to go ahead and load in the filament so we can start printing again. You'll see I've cut that at an angle. So to do that, we're going to go over to the panel, select prepare, and extrude. All right, so the nozzle is heating up, and when it reaches temp, it will want me to put the filament in, so I can go ahead and do that now. We'll go ahead and put that tab down so it grabs it. Put it way down in there, and there we go, stops. I've already done that, so we'll confirm, and it's extruding. So we have successfully deassembled, cleaned, reassembled, and reloaded the filament, and hopefully now we're ready to print. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel.